Hi there. Thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount every month, 3 times. First week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go, continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best. Hello, everyone. Thanks for your enrollment. You can go and enroll my courses over Udemy. You can go and subscribe me over YouTube as well. But either Udemy or YouTube, whenever you're watching my courses, obviously you are looking for the documents. So what I have done, I have created this giganetworkers.in blog site where I created different menus related to different courses that I have at various platforms. So for example, if you're looking for CCNP SD-WAN document, you can go here inside Cisco CCNP and can see that you have CCNP SD-WAN. You can go and click there, and then you will get all the documents related to CCNP. So once you scroll down here, so not only that I have uploaded the documents here, but you will get the video link as well. In that video link, again, you can see that different type of courses. And again, the menus that we are seeing on the top, it will populate more and more. So you can see that you have documentation related to CCNP SD-WAN, part 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Just now I uploaded these documents. You need to go and refresh the page, and then you will get the document visible here. So you can see that you have all the documents. So while you're watching the video, you can go and refer the document as well. You can create your own notes and you can prepare for exam. Likewise, you can see that for SD-WAN, once you go here, you can see that SD-WAN, Cisco SD-WAN, VMware Velo Cloud SD-WAN, Silver Peak SD-WAN, all these document and links I have clubbed together and at one place. So it will be easy for you in future if you want to refer anything like CCNP or cybersecurity, Cisco IC, computer storage, etc. You can come to the single place, and from where you will get all these important documents. Okay, so please keep watching, keep learning, make your own notes, crack the certification exam, and become more and more visible for your job profile. Make your job profile strong, and all the best for your future. Hi everyone, welcome to SD-WAN online training course. In this course, first of all, you can see the sections. It will start with the basics, and then it will go deep inside policies and other SD-WAN related stuffs. In this course, you will learn how you can build your home lab as well, plus how you can integrate your GNS3 if you have any cloud vManage present or cloud controller present. In my case, I try to integrate with Cisco dCloud with my local GNS in my laptop, integrating with Cisco dCloud. So those lab you can build, and once you have your inbuilt lab like home lab over the VMs, or your GNS integrated with cloud, or maybe if you have access, you can use Cisco DevNet as well. So once you have up and running lab, then you can go and check all these sections feature step by step methodology that I have used in this course. you can use in your environment as well. And the next section you'll find one hour lab related to cloud integration as well. So overall, you will find that the content will be more than 25 hours. After this course, you will be very much comfortable with SD-WAN, but make sure that whatever labs that you are seeing here, you can also replicate either in your home lab or maybe hosted anywhere in the cloud. So the first question here is this, that what is SD-WAN and why SD-WAN? And you have to answer this.
You're asking a question or making a statement?
I'm asking. So why
Oh, okay.
SD-WAN? What is SD-WAN?
Okay. All right. Charles will try to answer. I was waiting on Sam, but he didn't say anything. What? Not? Sam, do you want to go?
Okay, let me start. I've done some few migrations with SD-WAN, but frankly speaking, I don't know much of the theory, but the practicals, I've got my hands dirty a little bit. With SD-WAN, it's a long time I refer to my notes, but I think it has to do with the efficiency of applications getting in of the traffic of application traffic, and then also the security involved in, and then the redundancy in deploying the SD-WAN, the efficiency. I think those are some of the points.
Okay, so correct. The points
No, I agree. I agree. I was just gonna say that, yeah, traffic engineering, of course, and the fact that you don't, from what I'm seeing, you really don't need to buy a lot of equipment. So you can just have your edge devices and then connect up to the cloud like you're doing now, and fully run your network. And if you have to move or you want to open up a place, edge device, you got your edge. Once you got internet access, you can take it from there. So it's cheaper. It's a whole lot cheaper. And you have good security. And again, the application traffic engineering. You can turn around and say, for applications, voice, video, things that, or whatever else homegrown that you have that's low latency, you can say, take this particular path to reach to the branch or wherever else. And your TCP applications, they you carve out and say they get this particular bit of bandwidth, and being that everything's a GUI, you can see right away what's going on.
All right, yeah. So all the points are 100% correct. But I'll start from this, that I ask you that why SD-WAN? So you have given the answer for why, because application optimization, easy to operate, GUI based operation, traffic engineering, security, cheaper, easy to integrate, cloud integration, security, is all lot of features we have, and that's true. That's one of the reason, or the reasons behind to use WAN integrated with SDN. So the fundamental question here is that what is SDN? And then when we are adding SDN with the WAN, obviously it will become SD-WAN, correct? So,
Correct.
so the SDN, what is the basic principle of SDN? What's the basic definition of SDN? Yeah, you can answer
A
this
software
also.
network.
Yep. Software defined network where we have a decouple of control plane and data plane, correct? So we have different control plane, we have different data plane. Now, if we are doing this approach, when we have decouple of the control and data plane, while doing this, what is the benefit? So whatever benefit that you have already mentioned here, that will be the benefit, that security, app optimization, GUI, etc., etc. correct? So now
Correct.
when
Yes.
we are moving from something fixed to something dynamic, and uh, still we are moving, correct? Now the next follow-up question with this is that, okay, we are studying Cisco SD-WAN, although this is not Cisco product that we know, and you are working with Cisco, you know these things, that Cisco doing lot many acquisitions nowadays. They are very aggressive nowadays, so they are seeing that what is good in the market, and then they are taking it, and then Cisco is doing innovation, and they are putting lot many features inside that, so customer, so it will become customer user friendly. So actually this SD-WAN that we are studying now, there was one company called Viptela, and they have discovered this type of solution. I think the founder was Amir, and one other guy. His name is also start with A, I think. So two guys, they are working for Cisco, I think, for 15-20 years, and then they quit their job. They started their new company, Viptela, and then they have created SD-WAN. Then Cisco has acquired that company. They are, I think, the CEO of that company. Cisco has acquired that company. Again, they have resigned Cisco, and then they have created one new company, and this time that company is cloud based, and maybe Cisco will acquire that also after 2-3 years. So that's the story that these two guys are doing, Amir and other Arif and Amir, the name Arif and Amir. If you do some Google search, you'll get their pictures as well. So uh, the thing here is that innovation and cloud integration, people are moving from the fixed to something that is actually moving, and to something that people can pay whenever they use. That's the whole idea of cloud. So whenever I required, I can use that service. And in the same line, if you go and check the other vendors as well, so for example, Juniper. The Juniper, they have started SD-WAN, say SD-WAN as a service. So SD-WAN, AAS, like everything is hosted in a cloud, and then they have the controllers like Contrail and other. Their SD-WAN controller is North Star, and there are so many things. So whatever we have in Cisco, you will find that there is one copy product or same type of product in Juniper as well. And they are taking, say for example, in Cisco, if you have 200 features, so they will take 50 nice feature from Cisco, and then they can create and recreate, and they can use their services. Okay, so I'll come back again on this why SDN, what is SDN, and where we are moving at this point of time, why we are moving, because these things are also very important. While obviously we are going to do the labs and hands-on and everything, but behind the scene, what is going on and where it will go and where it will stop. So we should know that what will be the future scope as well, and what should we learn as well. That is also one important aspect. So now we are talking about SDN solution that Cisco has, and we have discussed about why we need this thing. All the answers that you have given is 100% correct. That's the list here that you can refer. So it's easy to use. You have active link, so better utilization of link. Oh, sorry, Charles, you're telling something. Yep.
Hi. Uh,
Yes.
so uh, this is, I think it will take us back. So if, let's say, you are asking an interview that what's the difference between SDN and SD-WAN, how would you want us to answer?
Yep. So SDN is the standard term. That's definition is, that's good question actually. SDN and SD-WAN.
Yes.
SDN is simply a decouple of control and data plane. This is the framework you can think as, but this is actual service. So when we are giving WAN related services, integrating or using the framework called SDN, so that's become SD-WAN. Now the important question here is that now if I am telling you that SDN is a framework, so where Cisco is using that framework? So SDN, if you go and use inside the LAN or the campus area network, that will become
That's the data.
Cisco DNA, correct?
Oh, okay.
If you go and use this for WAN, so this will become your SD-WAN. And if you go and use over data center, that will become your ACI. The
Oh,
Cisco
okay.
is using the SDN solution at 3 places, and Cisco goal is that to integrate all these in one. And now integration is already there. If you go and integrate all this into one, that will become a multi-domain architecture. Luckily, I have one outside project in USA itself that the company, some defense company in USA, they are doing the integration of ACI with SD-WAN. They have 450 sites, and then they have the ACI in their data center. So that integration I'm going to be part of. So I'll get the hands on and on that as well. But yeah, all three you can go and integrate. Now again, the interesting thing here is that we know that in SDN we have control plane. I need some new page. Let me go and start new. Otherwise, I'll don't have a space. So let me write one more time. So for example, DNA. We have three solution, and all are very good solution for Cisco from Cisco. Uh, Now, again, if you go and check the cost perspective, you'll find that DNA licensing cost is high. So companies, they are looking for alternate. Maybe Juniper can give DNA capabilities, and why they are looking for other options, I will tell you that also. Then we have SD-WAN, and then we have the ACI. Okay, now when we are talking about this DNA or SD-WAN or ACI, there is always good thing and more good thing we have. So good thing is this, that if we know API, so no need to go in very much in depth of all these technologies. If you know API, how to use APIs, then you can go and work on all these technologies. Without knowing the internal terms and technologies or all those internal stuffs related to technology. You know API and you can use here, not only here, but you can use inside ICE, WLC and all those places as well, even Palo Alto or security products as well. So API can be a common framework for all this. But anyways, let's just start from here. DNA, say for example, you have control plane, you have data plane. This is common to all. It's not only for DNA. So I'll write here. Then you have policy plane, not only for DNA, but this is term for SDN. Then you have management plane, for example, and then you have the orchestration plane. So in DNA, so I'll skip three more lines here, and this is for DNA, and this is for SD-WAN, and this is for example, ACI. Now let's compare quickly. So what is the control plane in DNA? You will find that in DNA, you have something called control nodes or control routers. Those routers are working as a controller, but the technology is Lisp, Locator ID Separation Protocol. Lisp is a technology which is working in a control, and the devices are say control routers. Sometimes it is referred as a border leaves type of thing. So border routers are there, or uh, devices where you can go and create the uh, MCMR. Okay. Anyways, but the technology is Lisp. Likewise, if you go and check the SD-WAN, we are going to study about SD-WAN. So what is the control in SD-WAN? So control plane is vSmart. Maybe you know that. The vSmart is the control plane. And what control plane is doing? OMP, correct? Overlay Management Protocol.
Correct.
So this is the protocol that will be used by the vSmart. What about ACI? We know that they have the cloth fabric. They have a spine and leaf, or leaf spine structure. So the control, obviously, the spine should have the control, but from ACI GUI itself, application centric infrastructure GUI itself, you can go and create the policies, and those policy will go and push to the leaf and spine. Correct? All right. And what will be the protocol? So either you have MP BGP, or you have something called COOP, something like Council of Oracle Protocol, COOP protocol, that that ACI is using to understand what are the endpoints they have. Now coming back to the data plane in DNA, what is the data plane? You have VXLAN, and then you have something called the edge routers, ERs. What about the SD-WAN? We have the V edge devices, we have the C edge devices. We are going to learn more and more about this. And what's the technology? They are going to use IPsec tunnel, IP security tunnel, correct?
Correct.
What about ACI? In ACI, we have custom-made VXLAN, that is IVXLAN. And then we know that the leaf switches are there. They are working in the data plane. Although the leaf switches, they have some sort of control as well. But this is there inside the ACI. Now coming back to policy plane, what is the policy plane inside DNA? ICE. ICE is working as a policy plane in DNA, Identity Service Engine. In SD-WAN, we have the vSmart, who is the brain, but you have to go and create the policy over vManage. vManage will go and push to vSmart. Okay. And what about ACI? So you can go and create over the ACI GUI. We have the GUI where we can go and create the policies. The management plane, what is the management plane? That's a DNAC, DNA center. Or behind the scene, that is nothing but Cisco Epic EM. Now this Epic and this ACI is different, although name looks very similar. Here also you have the Epic controller, here also you have Epic controller, but this is actually Cisco has developed for IWAN, Cisco IWAN, that is used inside the DNA or DNAC. So that's the management plane. The vManage is the management plane inside the SD-WAN, and again the Epic controller or ACI controller is the management plane. Okay, so you can see this is the SDN framework, and Cisco is using SDN framework in the LAN or the campus area network, in the WAN, and in the ACI. The long-term goal from Cisco is to integrate everything, and everything should go inside single license. Even the licensing is also a big thing nowadays. All right, so orchestration plane I haven't touched upon. In SD-WAN, the orchestration plane is vBond. We'll go and study about this vBond. The rest of the technologies, they don't have the orchestration plane as such. The uh, Epic controller can work as an orchestrator. The DNAC can work as an orchestrator. Okay. You have any
Okay.
question on this?
Thank you.
Not
Thank
at
you.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to say this so that I think in case I was once asked in an interview that how many tiers are there in the architectural level of the SD-WAN, and then I said the data plane, management, and control plane, and he asked the devices that are on each plane. So
Okay.
that was a very good question.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, in interview people can
Thank you
ask
for the
you.
explanation.
But the good thing about that, I have created questions related to interview as well, that will be shared part of this training. So I have created SD-WAN interview questions as well. for few of the companies who are taking interviews.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's move on. So we know that in the traditional network we have issues and we don't have a scale. One of the management point is that, or one of the point that the business who is taking care, that the cost. So if we go and operate everything over MPLS circuits, obviously the cost will be high. I have seen now companies that they are running their corporate network over internet. So instead using 100 Mbps of MPLS link, companies they are preferring 1 Gbps of internet link. And then their deployment is like that. They have active link. So 1 gig active link, and then they are running their businesses over internet, because anyways we have the secure IPsec tunnel on top of this internet link, so the data security will be there. So whatever drawbacks we have with the the existing WAN, that will be overcome inside the SD-WAN. But again, whenever we are going to new technology, again new challenges are coming. So now we are doing lot many integration of the networking or the IT infrastructure. That will be the term nowadays, IT infrastructure. So people are not telling about LAN, WAN, or the data center. They are telling that I'm working as a IT infra engineer, where you have to manage everything. So a scope of the engineers are growing nowadays. Initially, there were routing engineers, switching engineers, security engineer, load balancing engineers, etc. Nowadays, one engineer is doing most of the things. So uh, the business model is changing actually. So what is happening that one engineer who know wireless, who know ICE, who know SD-WAN, who know little bit of data center, etc., who is working in a company, and his job is secure because he know multiple technologies. Who is working in a company, and then whenever any issue is coming, he is directly raising case with the vendor. So even he has the little knowledge, or maybe 10-20% of the knowledge of that particular project, but still he's managed to solve the ticket, because anyways he's raising the case with Cisco or any tag team to resolve the issue. So in that regard, knowledge is important, and multiple vendor knowledge, multiple technology knowledge is also important nowadays. Okay, the same thing that is achieved, or the achievement of SD-WAN as well. So if you go and check the SD-WAN, initially if you see SD-WAN, things are distracted, things are disjointed. Now in SD-WAN, we have the integrity, or we have the integration with security, cloud, voice services, routing, switching, not switching, but routing, IPsec VPN, etc. So these integrations are there. Even if we go and check Juniper, I'm very actually very interested to see how Juniper is also doing. So I am keep studying about Juniper strategy as well. If you go and check Cisco DNA, you'll find that with DNA, you can go and manage the SD-WAN as well. You can go and manage the ACI as well. So if DNA is working as a multi-domain uh, architecture or multi-domain framework in terms of integration, that you have integrated everything with the DNA, and then you have single GUI, that is the DNA GUI, from where you are managing the entire IT infrastructure. Likewise, Juniper also, they have the product. And good thing about Juniper is that can be confirmed 100% that Juniper can manage other vendor products as well. So you have one controller. From that controller, not only you are managing your devices. So for example, Juniper SRX or MS or whatever other devices, but you are managing Cisco devices, Aruba, and other vendor devices as well. And actually, that's the thing that companies are looking at this point of time. So they want one common controller that should be not very expensive, from where everything should be managed. And that is the trend, or that's the uh, way IT is approaching, and we are moving in that way. You will find in coming maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, that you have one controller from where you are managing different devices. We can discuss this later on in our course as well. Now here you can see that we have multi-vendor SD-WAN. In this multi-vendor SD-WAN, you will find here that few of the SD-WAN is trending. So Cisco Viptela is doing good. Let me mark here. Let me change the color as well. So Cisco Viptela is doing good, no doubt, but it is getting very tough competition from VMware Velo Cloud. So if you go and check the deployment, you will get surprised. If 10 deployments are there, 7 is with Velo Cloud and 3 is with Cisco. The ratio is very,
Oh wow.
yes, the ratio is very strange. The Velo Cloud deployment is more than Cisco Viptela deployment, because Velo Cloud, they have some very nice features. It can be integrated with any vendor devices. They have different strategy to do the deployment and all. Cisco Viptela, again you will see here, and that's why this slide, the purpose of this slide is, let me highlight one more time, let me clean this. So the purpose of this slide is that this line on top. So here you can see this particular line. The Velo Cloud is cloud delivered SD-WAN. So Velo Cloud is cloud delivered. Even this Juniper is also cloud delivered. So we have only 2 cloud delivered SD-WAN at this point of time. Cisco, on other hand, is SEN, Secure Extensible Network. Cisco is something who is providing the security as well in the fabric. Cisco is trying to become cloud delivered SD-WAN as well, but uh, the the evolution is not in that way that they can be the cloud delivered SD-WAN. Then here you can see the Versa. Versa is also doing very good. That is also using a cloud IP platform. Silver Peak is there for optimization. They can understand n number of application. Initially, when SD-WAN get evolved, Silver Peak was number one because they have started early. Then Cisco and other company came, and then they made their market. But Silver Peak was the earliest starter, and that's the advantage they have. Citrix also have their SD-WAN, Riverbed, Telari, Ikesa, Nuage. Apart from that, there is one other SD-WAN as well that is doing good. That is CloudGenix. CloudGenix. Maybe I need to clean the CloudGenix is also good SD-WAN solution, and which is doing good at this point of time, and they also have good amount of customers. Let me write here, say CloudGenix. Now, if you go and learn these SD-WAN, let's say I have done a study for Viptela, I have done a study for Velo Cloud, Silver Peak, I have done a study. Juniper, I'm very interested. I just gone through some of the videos and I have checked their North Star controller and their SD-WAN approach. But more or less, you'll find that the approach is same. That these SD-WAN solution, they want to do cloud integration. They want to use the inbuilt security. So all these vendors, they have the firewall inbuilt. But now Cisco, they came with some other security products as well that I'll show in the next slide. So in terms of security, Cisco has edge, but in terms of cloud, Velo Cloud has edge. Velo Cloud deployment is easier than Cisco. You can create tunnel, IPsec tunnel with Velo Cloud to any of the device. So for example, Palo Alto, ASA firewall, Cisco routers, etc. So nice features are there in Velo Cloud, and that's the thing that the solution architects, they have to take decision, and because it's easy to deploy, so they are going for Velo Cloud.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Cisco, they are adding so many things inside the Viptela, but Cisco was not early starter. Now Cisco, you can think that now Cisco has started, but Cisco has lose two very important year, 2018 and 19, where customers they have taken decision to move to SD-WAN. All right, so this is one of the sales slide I have taken from Cisco sales representative only. I have taken his permission and then I have taken this slide. So here you can see that you'll find that Cisco has started their, Cisco has started the iWAN, intelligent WAN. That is also good solution. Still few of the customers they are using Cisco iWAN, but Cisco told that we are not going to support iWAN. You have to move to SD-WAN. So forcefully, whatever customers who are using iWAN, they are moving to SD-WAN. And then in Cisco, they have acquired Viptela, so VS devices there. Cisco has created their ISR device. ISR is already there. You'll find that there are two variants of uh, SD-WAN product inside ISR. One is that you have to patch the iOS XE to run the SD-WAN services. Other one is that Cisco has launched their next generation ISR. So next generation ISR is something 1110 series ISR where they are using Viptela operating system. So the vendor is Cisco, but the operating system is purely Viptela. On other hand, say for example in ASR and in other ISR devices like ISR 4000 series, there we have to upgrade the image, and this upgrade the image means that we need to patch the code, patch the existing operating system with the iOS XE. So that's the difference we have. Now here you can see that in terms of security, Cisco devices they are going and supporting say firewall, IPS, optimization. At that time the voice was not that much, so that's why you are not seeing here voice. But yeah, most of the features are there in the Cisco SD-WAN boxes. You have any question at this point?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on. Now, SDN, Cisco SD-WAN. What is SDN? Just the decouple of control and data plane. Once you do the SD-WAN solution, you can see that there are features that are going to be supports. There are capabilities that we are going to add inside the existing or inside the SD-WAN solution or SDN plus WAN solution. And these are the capabilities. Okay, so I'll not read this. Just up to you. You can have a look, but these are the features that can be added. Now, where Cisco is standing? So already we have discussed about this point that Cisco has their SDA, and then Cisco has the SD-WAN, and then Cisco has the ACI. Everything should be integrated inside one, so that will become end-to-end service. So one customer who will come, the ICE will put their security group tagging in that, and that packet will go and reach to the edge device, the SD-WAN edge devices, and then it will go and flow inside the WAN, having the internet as a circuit. Then it will go and reach to the data center, and then in data center also has integration with ICE. So data center could understand that this segmented packet, how it is coming and what will the life of the packet throughout the LAN, WAN, and data center. That's the goal that Cisco has. Multi-domain architecture. Okay, so now we have studied few of the things. I'm going to ask you few questions. 3 questions. Okay.
Okay.
Question number 1. What are the controllers we have? So I'll start from here. So what are the SDN products that Cisco has?
You said SDA.
Hi there. Thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount every month, 3 times. First week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best.
For the LAN. That's obviously SD-WAN for the WAN, and the last one was the ACI.
That's correct. So these are the 3 products we have as a SDN product for LAN, WAN, and data center. What are the controllers we have with this?
You have your control policy, or all of them you said, or you have your control policy,
Yeah, controller.
your data policy, or just
controller name, yeah, name of the controllers. This is nothing but DNA, yep. Yes, you can give. So here you have DNAC, DNA center, correct? That is nothing but Epic EM. Okay. Then in SD-WAN, what is the controller?
vManage.
vManage, yes. And then ACI?
and you said, I thought that was APAC.
Epic, yeah. So this Epic and this Epic is different. This is for ACI and this is for Epic EM enterprise model. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I haven't gone through that, but one very important question, and it can be asked in the interview, that what are the hardwares we have in SD-WAN?
You got the ASRs and the 4000.
Is it V1000 to V2000?
Yeah, so we have Viptela hardware and we have Cisco hardware, correct?
Yes, correct.
Now, Viptela hardware, we have vEdge, V for Viptela. So you have, say, for example, 100, 1000, 2000, 5000, etc. So vEdge.
Is it going to stay that way?
Yep.
Or Cisco is planning on getting rid of the tele hardware completely and everything is Cisco like they usually do?
Yeah, so these are the Viptela hardware that Cisco is supporting, and Cisco is going to support this because these are good box. They are very good hardware as well. So Cisco is going to support, but in Cisco you'll find you have 2 different type of hardware. One is next gen ISR. This is 1110. You can check that 4G and 6G. These are the next gen hardware. Why I am given 2 lines here? Because they are going to use the Viptela code. The operating system is Viptela. And other that we know already, and that's very popular product like ISR, say for example 4431 or 4421, etc. and the ASR, those are going to be used the iOS XE. So IOSXE, sorry for that. I'll write here XE. Okay.
Okay.
So different hardware for different purpose. When we are doing the deployment, so we come to know the use case. So few of the customer they're telling, okay, my throughput is this much. So what hardware should I use? My throughput is this much. So what hardware I use? Even if it is behind the firewall, then in that firewall also we need to check that throughput, because that firewall also should understand that much throughput or capable of that
Oh,
much throughput.
so
So
that's what you build everything based upon. How much a throughput is determines what hardware you're going to use.
yes, that's true.
Okay. Okay.
And that should be true with the firewall as well. So now we are changing the deployment model. So is it okay? Shall I clear this screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
thanks.
recording.
Okay. So what we have discussed, let me quickly summarize that. So we have discussed about the controllers, different type of controllers. So three questions I ask you. Question number one that I have asked you is, let me write here on this screen. So question number one was that what are the products? So we know that we have the DNA, we have SD-WAN, and then we have the ACI. We are specific to Cisco products. And then what are the controllers was question number two. So DNAC, correct? And then vManage, and then the Epic. And question number third, this is actually important and tricky, that what type of hardware we have. Now in hardware, again we can go to Viptela, we can check Viptela, and here again you have the form factor. You can have software and you can have the hardware, correct? And then we have the Cisco, and Cisco also we can have software and hardware, but Cisco we have the next gen ISR, say NG, ISR, NG, and then you have ISR, and then you have ASR, correct? Now this Viptela
Right.
devices are termed as a V edge, and this Cisco devices we are telling as a C edge. So SD-WAN,
Oh, that.
yeah. So V edge and C
Okay.
edge.
Oh, okay. Nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So you will find some shortcut term in book and some footnote that CH, VH, CS, VH. This V is just a stand for Viptela, it's not virtual, and the CS stand for Cisco. The Cisco Edge devices and then the Viptela Edge devices. All right, so now we know these three questions. Let's move on and let's go and learn about SD-WAN term. So in SD-WAN, you'll find that we have again the taken from SDN. So we have the data plane, we have the control plane, we have the management plane, we have the orchestration plane. But I am very much interested. Okay, oops, sorry. But I am very much interested to go one step further, and we can check this as well. So let me try to draw here, and then we'll discuss that what exactly I'm looking for this class as well. That we know that we have the data plane. So for example, I have data plane, and then I have control, then I have management, oops, and then I have here I have, I'll write orchestration plane, and then one plane that on top we have, I'll write simply API. This is very interesting. So if you want to do much things inside the network, we should know about this API. This API is very interesting, important, because this API can be integrated with DNA. It can be integrated with SD-WAN that we have. So I'll write here SD-WAN as well. It can be integrated with ACI, and interestingly, this API can be integrated with AWS or any type of cloud, Google and all. So why it is important to learn API is that, think like this. You are working as a engineer in a company where that company want you to manage most number of IT related things, and that include Azure cloud, Palo Alto, ICE nodes, etc., etc. Now in that term, obviously, and we'll go and check that as well, SIEM. Nowadays everyone is talking about the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and other terms that will be used inside the networking. So suppose if in my network, you can take this as example. Suppose in my network, if I have 10 router and 20 switch and 4 firewall, will I use machine learning or artificial intelligence and all those things? The answer is no. I'll not use for less number of devices. But uh, because less number of devices, in terms of that I am managing those devices, but my company has so many devices, but they are not all Cisco, or they are not all routers or switches, but it can be n number of nodes, maybe 100 load balancers, 200 firewall, say for example 10 ICE nodes, etc., etc. For that, you need some sort of connector that will go inside some common framework where you will collect all the data, or maybe you have one common framework from where you are managing everything. So in that case, you need all the input in single place, and that place has the analytics or the uh, intelligence to analyze the data in terms of security and in terms of various parameter, and then it will give you the result. Correct? So for that reason also, this API integration is important. So if you have time, I will not do here, but if you have time, maybe if you tell me, I will show you this next class. That what about SIEM? So if you have time, you just check SIEM, and what's the use of SIEM in the IT infrastructure, not only for the WAN or LAN or SD-WAN, but what this security, maybe integration event management tool can do. Nowadays companies, they are giving their SIM tool. So I'll give you an example in Cisco, what Cisco is doing. So Cisco has ICE that can be used with Pixie Grid to take the context aware data, and all the devices can be integrated. So for example, FMC or Firepower or FTD, or maybe Palo if someone is using that, or any other. I'll write here any other. These informations can be integrated with ICE, and maybe ICE is integrated with Splunk, or it can be integrated with any type of other SIEM. So for example, one of them I have done, Sumo Logic, where it can be integrated with cloud and SD-WAN and LAN, etc., etc. So one common framework you have where you are integrating each and everything. That's the goal we have. I told you that we should discuss about the end goal as well. So once you do all the integration, once you integrated LAN, WAN, and SD-WAN, what will be the next? Then you will go and integrate your cloud. Because at this point of time, if you check the network, you'll find that more than 40 to 50% IT infrastructure has been moved to the cloud. So if it is moved to the cloud, then how you are going to manage, how you are going to take the events related to cloud hosted devices as well. So those things will come into the picture. Now considering this thing, so how I can uh, correlate this SIEM or whatever 10 minutes I told you about this integration inside the SD-WAN. So for that, you can do third party integration. Third party integration easily can be happen with vManage, and then we have the vSmart, and then we have the vEdge, and obviously the vBond is the orchestrator for the entire SD-WAN fabric. Now the good thing about this, that whenever we are talking about the vManage, vSmart and vEdge, behind the scene they are using the netconf, network configuration protocol. And netconf can have different type of plugins, like they can go and use SSH or any type of transport to push the configuration, correct? So if you go and check this SD-WAN, you'll find that SD-WAN behind the scene, they are using the telemetry. So I have my vManage and I will not leave this API. So I have my API, third-party API, but I have my vManage, I have my vSmart, and then I have n number of edge devices, maybe vEdge, maybe cEdge. Now this point of this connection and this connection, they are using netconf. It's not 100% correct, but I'll go and correct later on. At this point of time, you can think that they are using netconf, and netconf is built on a Yang data model. So behind the scene, we are using data model. Uh, so operation, when we are telling that, okay, WAN, in the WAN, we never thought of doing the data models. In WAN, how we are managing, so we are using SNMP, Telnet, SSH, etc. Correct? But when we are coming to SD-WAN, API integration is there, and the vManage and vSmart, vEdge, behind the scene they are using data model. Okay, so data models, say netconf or Yang model, etc., etc. And that's why when you do the API call to these devices, you will find that behind the scene they will go and capture this data model, and then it will give you the result. So now we have to change our mindset that, okay, we have done the router or switches configuration, but now we are going to do the same thing, but with faster speed, with API integration and a Yang model or netconf, etc. I'll show you whenever we are pushing the configuration, it will throw on syslog message that, okay, we are pushing this configuration via Yang, via netconf. Okay. So that is complete shift in
Okay.
the mindset that we should do while going forward to the classes. All right. Now coming back to this, here you can see it's very easy at this point of time. We know that, okay, you have the data plane, you have the control plane, you have the management plane, you have the analytic as well, and that's also good thing to know. We'll discuss about this in upcoming class. From this slide, if you have any question, you can ask. If you have any doubt, please ask in this slide.
I'm good.
Okay. Maybe you have seen this slide so many times. So you have this data plane, you have your underlay. Okay. So in this diagram, what is underlay? What is overlay?
Huh? Why are you
Okay.
crying?
So what
Why are you crying? My daughter
we
crying.
please unmute. Please mute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. You can mute. I can understand. I am also working from home. That's why I have chosen this time. So everyone is sleeping in my house. Okay, let me stop the recording for a few seconds.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's the different sites. So when you're operating on a spine knee thing and they consider it tenants, that's the different setups that you can do under one umbrella. Your underlay is your data plane. Your overlay is your control plane.
Yep. Oops, you're right. So the underlay and overlay is 100% correct. So this is my data plane and this is my control plane or CP. Okay, what about tenant? So I want to go back a little bit and I want to ask you one question related to Cisco, one of the product. Let me quickly check. Sam, you're there?
Oh, he probably didn't.
I want to ask you one question related to Cisco, one of the product, Nexus 7000.
Yes.
So Nexus 7000, we have the concept of VDC. So Nexus, let me write here. Nexus 7000, we have something called Virtual Device Context or VDC. But if you go and check Nexus 9K versus 9K, so in Nexus 9K, we don't have concept of VDC. Why?
I believe with the 9K, you can do the API if that's the answer.
Okay. API we can do, that's true. But still, VDC means in a box we can create multiple boxes, or in a so for example, in a switch we can create multiple switch. Like in firewall we can
Yeah,
create multiple context. So like that VDC
correct.
also, virtual device context. But in Nexus 9K, um, no feature of VDC. Apart from this API, any other guess?
Well, for the seventh, well, all right. Let me talk about what I've actually put my hands on. When you configure 7000s, that they got you got your supervisor module. It's a whole different animal. Your 9000s, that for all intents and purposes, it's a switch.
Mhm. All right, so I'll give you the answer. The answer for this, that 7K versus 9K. So if you go and check 7K, you'll find that we have VDC. Why we are creating VDC? So in a box, you can have multiple box, maybe horizontally, maybe vertically, etc. But when we are going and checking 9K, 9K has introduced one feature called VN, virtual network. So instead, do the concept or do the virtualization of hardware, you can go and do the virtualization of network. So 7K is more of virtualization in terms of hardware. Then the 9K is more of the virtualization of network. So again, what does it mean? It means, I'll again explain this. So now we have two type of virtualization. We have virtualization in hardware, and then we have virtualization in network. Now hardware virtualization examples are, say for example, UCS, Cisco Unified Computing, or Nexus VDC, where you have one big box that you can divide that box into multiple boxes with help of some context or any other thing. Or maybe we have some virtualization technique in UCS where we have service profiles and etc. But anyways, these are not the network virtualization. On other hand, you can go and create VRF, you can go and create maybe VLAN. These are the small examples of network virtualization. The big example is clause fabric. So whenever we are creating the leaf spine structure, what you can do, say for example in ACI or in Nexus NSXT, sorry, this VMware NSXT or NSXV, you can go and create the tenant. So suppose if we have 10 different customer, you can create the tenant for customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, customer 4, 5, etc. Rather than you'll go and do the hardware segmentation. So one hardware for one customer, one hardware for one customer, one hardware for one customer. Rather than you can dedicate the hardware, you can dedicate the network. That's the concept of tenant. That's the concept of network virtualization. The same type of concept AWS or any type of cloud service provider are using. Whenever any customer is going to them, they have something called resource pool, They have their resources. Obviously, this cloud provider, they have their own hardware. So they have their resources, and inside that resource, they are giving some resource to one of the customer. That is nothing but the network virtualization. So when I want some cloud service, I will go to AWS and I will pay that much amount. They will give some resource to me rather than redesigning or re-architecting the hardware. They are doing the redesigning in the network. That's again one of the basic fundamental of any type of SDN solution. So if we go and check our SD-WAN solution or ACI or DNA, you'll find that we are mostly doing network virtualization. So there are so many terms that we have that we are using or that we are going to use in terms of network virtualization. And this term is actually defined in a DNA as a virtual network. That's the term in DNA, virtual network, or you can create segments. The same thing is defined in ACI as well, as a segment, as a micro segment, or in ACI we have term, we are creating tenant. You can go and create the tenant. In that, inside that tenant you can define n number of things. Likewise in SD-WAN you will go and see that first of all SD-WAN can be multi-tenant supported. Again we have this discussion later on, but they can go and support multi-tenant. But if you go and check the vManage, vSmart and vEdge architecture, you'll find that inside that we have so many different things where we are using virtual networking. So we are utilizing the resources properly, or resources in a way that can be work as a virtual network resource. Okay, so is it clear this what does it mean by tenant? So tenant is nothing
Yeah,
but virtual network that can represent a customer, a business unit, or anything. That's a tenant. It's a virtual network.
got you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so at this point of time, we should know that what is tenant, and this is very important thing, tenant. And then what is the overlay? Sorry for this bad writing, I'm writing in my screen. And then we have
All right.
the underlay. In overlay, in
Please,
a,
could you go over the overlay and the underlay? That time I was having issues with my speaker.
yes, sure, no problem. I will repeat it. I'm
Thank
going
you.
to repeat it. So the overlay and underlay, I'll show you the diagram as well, but let me go here first. We are going to learn a lot about the overlay and underlay, but as Charles mentioned that underlay is nothing but your data plane and overlay is nothing but your control plane. In very easy term, control plane and data plane is the overlay and underlay. But again, where is the ISP? Say I'll go and discuss those things as well. At this point of time, you please understand that OMP, overlay management protocol, as name suggests, this overlay management. So to manage the overlay, we have OMP, overlay management protocol, and later on we'll go and study that to manage the underlay, we have something called TLOC. So TLOC is nothing but the transport locator. So later on we'll go and check this transport locators as well, TLOCs. That also I'll go and cover up. So let me quickly go and show you the diagram related to overlay and underlay. Let me clean this first of all. All right, let me go and clean this. Where is the cleanup? If I can get this clean. Okay, so let's move on and check this. It is all highlighted. Yes, any question?
Not for me.
Okay. All right. So here you can see we have already discussed this. So I'll go and move on. This also we have discussed. Now, whatever problem we have in the SD-WAN, the solution is going to come with the Viptela or the Cisco SD-WAN. These are the steps that you can see: 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, these are big thing. Although only one line is there, but if you go and understand these terms, so for example, step number 1, separate transport from service side of the network. So we have to go and learn this thing, that what is the separate transport and the service side VPN. You have any idea, anyone? Charles and Sam, please let me know if
I'm
you have
sorry.
any.
Can you please repeat that question?
Yeah, so point number 1, it is telling that we have the separation of the service side VPN and transport side VPN. So what does it mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Your control net, your control portion, your control layer, you're going over your MPL. You're primarily over your MPLS, where your data is going over the IP, over the regular internet VPN. And obviously it's interchangeable. If your MPLS goes down, then your control layer reroutes over your internet connection until your MPLS comes back up, and vice versa for the data.
Okay, so your answer is correct. Let me go back, and if I have one clean slide. Okay, so let's try to understand here that say I have one device here, one of the VH device. Now this VH device, what are the things I'm going to do? What interfaces I'm going to connect? So obviously I'll go and connect with WAN. So one
Yeah.
interface or maybe more than one interface will go to WAN. So maybe I have multiple interfaces going to WAN, wide area network. Then maybe one or more interface I'll go and connect with the LAN. Correct? So
Correct.
Yes, correct.
what is happening in the SD-WAN term is that these interfaces that is going towards the WAN, wide area network, we are telling this as a VPN 0. This VPN are nothing but VRF, virtual routing forwarding. And again, I told you that you think about this TNET, and from TNET you please think about the virtual network. So how many virtual network will come into the picture? We are in the world of virtual
Sorry.
networking. Everything
Okay,
is,
two.
yeah. So VPN 0 is nothing but the VRF. This is termed as a transport. This is the term that is going to be used all the time in our course. Transport VPN is VPN 0. Then from VPN 1 to VPN
12.
655 something, 65K, that number is maybe 655, I don't know, 65K I'll write here. Let me clean one more time and I'll write here. 65535 is the number, I think. So let me redraw here. So I have my S device connected with one of the WAN, and then I may have my LAN, say LAN 1 and LAN 2, and here I have my WAN. Now this WAN is connected with one of the gig interface. So for example, this is gig 0/0. VPN 0 is termed as a transport. So this is my transport VPN. Then you have these interfaces here. These are termed as a service VPN. So the VPN
Oh,
that will start from 1 to, it will go to 65535 minus except VPN 512. This VPN 512 is for management. So MGMT
yes.
management. And from VPN 1 to this number will be for service. So we have these three type of VPN: transport VPN, service VPN, and management VPN. Okay. So let me quickly show you this. I have one device, I think, open. I'll go and log into that device. Before moving further, I just wanted to show you. So here you can see that I have one edge device, and if I log in and if I go and check show interface and description, and it will not come like that, but if I go and check show interface and maybe start, I just wanted to show you the type of VPN. You can go and use the tab. Let me see what options we have. So details are there, but okay, I think here you can see. So let me do this thing, tab, and here you can see that I have, first of all, show interface description will give you what VPNs I have. So if you can see here, I think you're able to see this. Let me stretch a little more.
Yeah.
So let me highlight as well. Here you can see VPN 0, VPN 000, and then I have
Oh,
one other VPN, VPN 512. I haven't created any VPN that is termed as a service side VPN, so I'll go and create one. Say VPN 10, and then interface, for example, Gigi 0/2, and then I'll go and give IP address, any random IP I'll give at this point of time. So 20.11 or maybe 201.1.1. I should give some private IP, so let me give 21.111/24, and then I'll go to VPN 20. Interface gig is 0/3, IP address 31.11/24, and I should do no shut as well on all the interfaces, but it's okay. We can go and check the configuration. So here you can see that VPN, I have created two VPN or VRF, VPN 10 and 20. One is shut down, it's okay, I don't want to write it, but I can go and commit this change, commit and quit. And then if I go and check show interface description, first of all, so in the description you can see that now we have VPN 0 that should go to WAN or belongs to system. Then service side VPN 10 and 20. Then I have one for management, VPN 512. Now if you go and check this show interfaces, and I should do the tab, so tabular form. Now here you can see a different type of VPN. So you have, oops, so you have transport VPN, and okay, so here I am not able to highlight sims. Do I have a, yeah, so here I have, so we have the transport, you can see transport, then you have service, system is name as a loopback, but leave it 1020 and 512, service, it should be term as a management, but yeah. So we have transport and service, but this 512 is actually. Hi there, thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount every month, 3 times. First week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go, continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best. Actually, management, like that you can see here. Any doubt on this? It's okay?
I'm good.
All right.
No, I'm.
Mhm. So
Oh,
if
I
it
do have one question.
going to
I'm
WAN,
sorry. I have one question.
yeah.
The question is this: why does it have 512 under service instead of management? Or that's just the way it is.
It's like that only. I haven't assigned this
Okay.
interface, but it should show here management, but it's like this. It should be part of management. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but all right. So we have these VPN. That was the point number 1. Now, if we go and check the point number 2, okay. So we have the separation of the transport VPN and the service side VPN. So I think you understand this point number 1 here. Then point number 2, centralize routing intelligence and enable segmentation. And this is also a big thing to understand, and we have lab related to this. So what does it mean? That now we have the control plane. That's nothing but the vSmart. vSmart is the control plane. So we have the control plane which is centralized, and then we have the capability to do the segmentation. So actually 2 points in single. Control plane will give you the central intelligence related to routing policy, etc. But this segmentation feature will come, and whenever we are talking about segment, again think about virtual network. This segment is for network segmentation. We are going to do the segmentation of a network in terms of VRF or VPN. So we can go and create, say for example, 65,000 VRF or VPN. That's nothing but the segmentation we can create in the SD-WAN. Okay. Again, later we have to study that we have the vManage, and then we have the vSmart, the management plane, and the uh, control plane, and then obviously we have the vEdge. In vEdge, you can go and create the segments. Now this vEdge will be managed from the vSmart, and vSmart will be managed, not managed, but will be uh, we can create the policies and we can push to vSmart. So we can use the term manage, but it's like just the management plane. This vManage is just the management plane. The third point is the secure the network automatically. This is also a big thing. So what I'm going to do now in this session is that I'm going to cover just this slide and this slide. That's it. And then we'll stop for
Okay.
today's class. Okay. So just be with
Excuse
me
me.
for coming. Yeah. I think time
That's
is
what I
done.
meant.
Yep.
Okay, I forgot to ask you that. When asking a question, excuse me.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Yes, you please you can ask.
Oh, no. I thought you was asking a question. So I was
Okay,
going to say,
okay, sure. Sorry for
so
that.
please, I'm listening.
Yeah, no problem. So point number 3 is that secure the network automatically. That we have the lab as well. So what is going to happen is that we should go and deploy the control plane first. Now control plane means that we manage vSmart and the vBond, but actually the vSmart is the control plane. Sometimes a control plane and the controller will overlap. So we should go and deploy the controllers. So when we are talking about controller, then everything will come like management plane, control plane, and the orchestration plane. But the CP, the actual control plane is vSmart, who is going to do the control over the data plane. So the step number 1 here is that you go and deploy your controllers first. Then you go and deploy your data plane devices second. At the moment you'll go and deploy the control and data plane, automatically, first of all, the control plane and data plane, they will go and form the DTLS or the TLS tunnel. We'll see that what is the use case for this. So data layer tunnel or the transport layer tunnel, secure tunnels, they will go and form. And if we have the data plane devices, different V edges, so in between the data plane devices, they will go and form the IPsec tunnel. So that means that the devices, they are going to form the control plane and the data plane, secure. They are going to secure the control tunnels. They are going to secure the data tunnels. At the moment, we'll go and deploy the devices. Okay. So that's the point number 3, that secure the network automatically. And we have lab for this. We'll go and check this in the lab as well. So we'll go and deploy the control. Already our controller is deployed in the cloud. So we should have reachability to the controller if it is behind the firewall, if it is natted. So we should go and check the routing, or we should go and open some firewall ports. So at least we should we should have the reachability to the control plane devices, and all the data plane devices also should reach to each other. So then only the data plane will form the DTLS tunnel with the controllers and the IPsec tunnel with the other data plane devices. All right. So that's the class for today. I'm going to ask only 2 questions and then we'll stop. Yep,
Okay.
here. So question number 1 is that how many VPNs we have and what are the name?
Well, you have VPNs. You have VPN 0 for your transport. You said VPN 512 is your management, and with everything else, with the exception of 0 and 512, is your service VPN.
Yes. So you're 100%
All right.
correct.
All right, Sam. You got the next question.
Okay. Transport and service and management. Question number 2. So this was question number 2, last question for the day. So we just study about securing the tunnel. So I'm going to draw one diagram here. You have to tell that which tunnels are your name of the tunnel. I'm going to draw at the moment very simple diagram. Later on we'll add the complexity in this. VH1, VH2, and then only one ISP. And vBond as well. Okay. So you have to tell the name of the tunnel.
It's a IPsec tunnel.
IPsec tunnel. So shall I give 1, 2, 3? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is 1, 2, 3? This type of tunnel? Yeah, you can answer.
I'm at a loss. I thought it was all IPsec tunnels myself.
I think 2 and
IPsec
3 are
tunnel,
dynamic multipoint.
only 5 is IPsec because that is from data plane to data plane. Okay.
Oh,
Only data plane devices will form IPsec.
okay. I thought they. Okay, okay. Thanks for correcting my understanding. I thought they formed all the way up to the management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now from vEdge to vSmart, it can be DTLS or TLS. Same is the case
Oh yeah,
from
Yeah.
that's right.
vSmart
That's right.
to vManage. It can be DTLS, can be TLS, but whenever we are talking about vBond is forming only DTLS, UDP based SSL.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay,
Okay.
misunderstand.
So it's a very easy type of diagram, but you can see how many different type of tunnels are there. Okay, so that was the last
Yeah,
question
that's
for the.
great.
Yep. Let me stop
So
the recording. Yep. Yeah, please carry on.
what about 2 and 3?
2 and 3. This is between vSmart and, so this will be either DTLS or TLS, but this
Oh,
3
got
number
you. Okay, I understand now.
100% DTLS.
Understood.
Okay, let me stop the recording. Yeah, so that was the class for today, and so today is day number 2, and what I have done that whatever important questions or discussion that we have in all the day, I will put like question number 1, 2, 3. So what we have discussed yesterday, that what is SDN, what is Cisco SDN product portfolio, Cisco SDN controller. So what are the types of Cisco SDN controller, say in terms of LAN, WAN, and ACI. Then question number 2, that why SD-WAN, why we need decouple of data and control plane. So we have discussed that we have advantage. There are so many advantage, and one of the biggest advantage we have is that reduction in cost. So instead of using MPLS circuit, we can use the internet circuits or any broadband circuit, plus the security will get increased, the visibility will get increased, the telemetry functions, all other added functions will get added while using SD-WAN. What other vendors we have with SD-WAN? We have VMware, we have Juniper vendor, we have Silver Peak, Talari, Versa, like that. So many vendors, they are in the SD-WAN market. Nowadays, if you go and check, some of the newcomers are also there. For example, Palo Alto, they are also doing SD-WAN. I think FortiGate, they also have their SD-WAN. So Citrix, they also have their SD-WAN. I think all the networking company, they are looking SD-WAN as a product, and they are creating their own product. Then how they are different? This is actually interesting. So if we go and do this study, then you'll come to know that how all this SD-WAN is different, because uh, what will happen that so for example, Cisco already have their SD-WAN. Now if some other company will come with their SD-WAN solution, obviously they will put some innovation, some new things, or some other aspect of SD-WAN. So if you go in and study, you will find that most of the SD-WAN, although the model of operation, means the decouple of control and data plane, is the same. They have virtual devices as well. We have the cloud hosted devices as well. So those things are same, but is still most of the SD-WAN solution you will find that is different. So suppose Cisco is mainly for networking, say for example, in networking, routing and switching. So Cisco SD-WAN is very mature in terms of routing, in terms of security as well. It's mature product. Likewise, if you go and check Silver Peak, Silver Peak is a company which is creating optimization related product. And I think most of the companies, maybe 80% or 90% companies, they are using Silver Peak optimizers in their network. So now when Silver Peak has launched their SD-WAN solution, so their Silver Peak product like Unity Express, and again Silver Peak has their controllers as well. So those devices, those controllers, they are very good in optimization. Like with Juniper and VMware, they have different vision. Juniper and okay, exclude Juniper, but at least VMware in their Velo Cloud, what they have done, that they have placed their gateway devices near the SaaS providers. So whenever a packet will come and he has to go to cloud, he will check who is the nearby Velo Cloud gateway, and according to that packet will go and come. So their solution is very much cloud-based SD-WAN solution, and it's very easy to integrate with any of the product, and that's the catching point we have for Velo Cloud. Then what are the features we have in SD-WAN? We know what features we have. What are the components we have? I'll start with the components today. We have the controllers and we have data plane devices. So I will start day 2 with this components, and finally different types of VPN and the use. So I'll start with a question: what type of VPNs we have?
You want to take that, Sam?
Yeah, you can answer. Yeah.
Okay. We have the VPN zero, which is the internet, and VPN 512, which is management,
That's true.
and the service VPNs 1 through
So
65.
VPN 0, what's the name of VPN 0?
Isn't that the
Transport.
internet, right? Or transport, T-Lock, transport.
Transport, yeah. And then we have a VPN 512, although this should be the management VPN, but the name was there as a service. And rest, whatever excluding 0 and 512, so from 1
Sir.
to 65535, those are the service VPN. Correct? So we have
Correct.
these 3 VPN. Great. Now let's start day number 2. So in day number 2, I'll start from where we have left in day number 1. So we are talking about nice features that we have in SD-WAN, like central management. So let me go back one slide. So like we have different type of service VPN, and then we have the transport VPN, we have centralized routing, and we have the segmentation. Again, this segmentation is a big point. Then this network will go and secure itself automatically. So today what I want, that we should set our lab. So I'm going to show you the lab setup, and then I will share the softwares as well to set your lab in your infrastructure or in your laptop. It may take some time to build the lab, maybe 2 days or 3 days, so that we will do offline. So in
Okay.
offline, I will send you emails and I'll check that you are ready with these softwares, these packages. Are you able to install? Maybe you are using, say for example, I am using Windows. Maybe you have Apple. So for that, you need different type of package or plugins. So according to that, I will try to build the lab. Today, I will show you my lab, how I have built. But you can build your lab as well. Maybe it will take 2-3 days, but once we build the lab, it's very easy to use for after that. Now suppose if you are not, if you don't want to build the lab, then we have other option as well, that I can send you the cloud credential. You have to log in and you have to use the remote session or RDP session. There you have the lab. But better we build the lab. And why I want to build the lab, because in that case I'm going to add some of the things related to Python programming as well. So we are going to do the deployment in the normal way. Then we are going to do the deployment with help of vManage, and then we'll do the deployment with Python script as well. So 3 ways of deployment we will see. So if we have our own lab, we can do the testing, and then you can save the codes as well. All right. So then what other features we have? We have centralized plane, that is the centralized management plane, that is nothing but vManage. We are going to create the policy. Later in this course, you'll find that there are different type of policies. So for example, 2 types of policy mainly: centralized policy and global policy. Now again, in centralized policy and localized policy, we have the differences that we'll see in the upcoming session. And then it's easy to integrate with cloud. That's a big thing we have. So it's a secure cloud integration is there, segmentation is there, centralization is there, policy engine is there. So whatever things that is required with SD-WAN, with SDN actually, all those things we have in the SD-WAN Viptela. Now this is the summary type of slide, and this is true for most of the SD-WAN. So not only Cisco, but most of the SD-WAN solution, they are supporting zero touch provisioning, ZTP. So ZTP, zero touch provisioning, or in some of the vendors you'll find a ZTC, a zero touch configuration. Even you don't need to configure it, you just plug the cable and it will start working. But here we have to do some minimum configuration as well in Cisco. We have 2 feature, one is ZTP and other one is plug and play. So those both of things we'll discuss later on. Then once we'll go and bring up the data plane and the control plane, you'll find that they will go and secure the fabric. We have the segmentation feature. This is something called the multi-topology type of architecture. Again, this is also a big thing, and we'll discuss more and more in upcoming classes. We can do service redirection, means whatever traffic we have, we can redirect towards the security device, any firewall or Palo Alto or any type of security device, and from there the packet will go or come. This is independent of transport. That's the key feature of SD-WAN. So whatever transport we have, either it's MPLS, 4G or internet, my network will think that everyone is equal, and this will work as an independent of transfer. So they will not think that different colors or different ISPs are there. Rather than the solution will think that only one transport is there, and likewise they will work. On top, layer number 2 and layer number 3, you can see that we have the policy definition, or we have the policy decision, like application visibility, WAN path control, QoS, and security. All these things we are going to discuss more and more in upcoming session. And finally, we have the monitoring and visibility with respect to vManage. vManage is again the management plane we have. Plus we can go and do the integration with the APIs as well. So here you can go and add the third party API. Whenever I'm talking third party API, even in your laptop also, you can install certain software that will work as a third party integrator. I will see that. I have nice examples for that. So for example, I can use Python program to show you the automation and orchestration related to SD-WAN. Monitoring and visibility, we have vAnalytic. vAnalytic is nothing but the cloud-based monitoring. So what will happen? Again, behind the scene, what is happening? So far, our brain is fixed with SNMP monitoring or SNMP management. We know that simple network management protocol, or SNMP, it has some MIB. So MIB is nothing but, again, we can think MIB as a library or functions or objects. So it has the MIB. All the MIBs, they are installed already in the operating system in the devices. And as per the SNMP server, they are doing one get operation This is again related to APIs and programming, but SNMP is using the get operation to get the information from the device, to get the statistics from the device. Now the problem with SNMP is that the time frame the SNMP server is pulling those information is big. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some have 15, 20 minutes, etc. First thing. Second thing, that the MIB that we are talking, we cannot do any programming in the MIB. That is vendor locked. So vendor, they are providing the MIB, and according to that, it is working. The third problem is that it is not supporting each and every function in the device. So SNMP is good only for device monitoring. If you want to do more than device monitoring, it's very difficult to do with SNMP. Second thing with SNMP, that all the devices, they may not support SNMP, but they may support API integration. So that is again one other side we have with the device monitoring orchestration. So what is going to happen in this case in our SD-WAN world is that obviously they will support SNMP, but they are supporting telemetry as well. So what does it mean? It means that you have your management plane. Think that this is my vManage management plane, and then I have my vSmart, that's the control plane, and then I have the data plane devices, vEdge or cEdge, Cisco Edge devices. Now in between, again we have to go and study about this, and I have dedicated slide with this. So we are going to use netconf, network configuration, and this netconf, that will go and use the data model called Yang. So it is not using SNMP or any other thing, but it is using the data model Yang. Inside netconf or with netconf, we can do SSH as well. But we are using the netconf as a framework, and which is very much robust, open to programs or open to APIs. So that's the reason we have an advantage here in the SD-WAN solution. This is not possible in terms of SNMP. So that's the key we have that will go and check. All right. So these are the features that you will find everywhere. It is written that, okay, these are the features with SD-WAN. Now, how we are going to achieve all these features, how we are going to do the configuration and all, one by one, we'll go and study in upcoming session. So what are the components we have in SD-WAN? Starting with the control plane, you'll find that we have the vManage, vSmart, vBond, and vEdge. Now, before starting this, I have one slide with all these. I just wanted to know that maybe you know already, you know SD-WAN. Everyone knows SD-WAN nowadays. So I just wanted to know that what is the use of vManage? So question for you. So before we'll go and check the slide, I just wanted to know that if you can tell me one or two lines related to all the controllers.
Please, Sam, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So with what I know, what I use, I think the vManage is what we use to manage the vEdge. I use the vManage to apply the template to configure the devices and get it ready. And it's also used to monitor the Viptela routers. I think that's what I can say for now.
That's 100% true. Yeah, it's 100% correct. Then coming to second point, that is vSmart. So what's the use of vSmart? Yep, you can answer.
Okay. If I remember correctly, and I don't have any hands-on experience. All I know about this is what I remember from your class and Udemy. The vSmart controller is where where you store your certificates, your security. Everything goes to vSmart, then vSmart talks to vBond, You know what? Let me keep my mouth shut. I don't know. Please. I can't remember.
No problem. So vSmart is nothing but the brain, and we can think this in terms of technical term or technical wording. We can think this as a policy plane. So this is our policy engine. So whenever we are talking about policy, that means routing policy, security policy. In security policy, we may have IPsec security policies and other policies. Then we have control policies and local policy, etc. Correct? So this is the brain actually. This is the actual control plane we have. So vSmart is nothing but the control plane, which is the brain behind the SD-WAN solution. vManage, as already you told, that is the management plane, and from vManage we can do each and everything. So we can do configuration, monitoring, management, uh, visibility control, and so many things. We can do each and everything with the management plane. That's the vManage. So we can create the template. This template may be configuration template or this policy template or the security policy template, and then if it is a policy related thing, it will go and push to vSmart. That's the thing actually. This may be one of the good interview question. So I have my vManage, and vManage can create template. Again, we have to study about template later in the course, but at this point of time, I'll give you a small brief about this. So template may be device template. D stands for device here. So for example, device template. Template may be policy. Policy can be a global policy. So Z stands for global, and maybe local policy, G or L. Global or local, or global and local. So device template or device configuration template, policy configuration template, and then finally Cisco has added security as well in the solution. So we may have security policy template or security policy template, etc. So we have these three type of templates, correct? Device configuration template, policy template related to local policy, global policy, and finally the security policy. Now whenever we are talking about policy, so what will happen that vManage will push the policy. So I will use P as a policy to vSmart, and then it will go to edge device. But when vManage will push the template, so if vManage, I'll write here only, if vManage push the template, this template will directly go to edge. Okay, so if it is a configuration, it will directly go to the edge device, but if it is a policy, it will go via the vSmart. Okay, because you are configuring for vSmart, because vSmart is the brain or the policy engine. All right, so
Yeah,
again we have
I
to
understand.
study this. Later on we'll go and learn about this more and more in upcoming session, but this is actually very basic and fundamental, and that's why I am focusing on this vSmart and then vEdge. Even if you draw it in your notebook, you'll find that in between vEdge and vSmart, so we have this type of connection, correct? I have direct connection with vManage. I have direct connection with vSmart as well, and those can be DTLS or TLS. So it can be DTLS or TLS. It can be DTLS or TLS, correct? This is the
Correct.
secure connection. But later on, when we'll go and study, we'll find that these devices, these vSmart devices and the edge devices, they are running protocol called OMP, Overlay Management Protocol. So here you have one other protocol as well, that is OMP. Okay. overlay
Okay.
management protocol. It is not in between vSmart and vManage. Now, what will be the communication channel in between vManage and vEdge? That is netconf, correct? And in between vManage to vSmart, that is again netconf. Okay, so that's very important. So the question here is that when vManage will push the template, what protocol vManage will use to push the template? The answer is netconf, correct? But when vSmart will push the policy to vEdge, what protocol the vSmart will use? The answer is OMP.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a good point here, and let's
Yeah.
move on.
Thank you.
Then the next thing here is that what is vBond?
Be-
Today we have one small lab as well, so you will understand about vBond. I will show you the logs and behind the scene thing, that how behind the scene they are working. Yeah, please answer. What is vBond? Yep, vBond. Yeah, you can answer. Yep, anyone can answer.
Uh,
oh,
uh, vBond.
isn't that where all the configuration and everything is stored?
Okay, this is the glue for the fabric. It is the orchestrator who is going to do the orchestration. At this point of time, we can think this as a authentication server. So vBond has to do the authentication for all the devices. So for example, if a edge device, vEdge device will come into the picture, to whom he will contact first? He will go and try to communicate with vBond. vBond has to validate its serial number and chassis ID. If vBond will validate, then only he will pass the information to vManage and vSmart, and vice
Gotcha.
versa. Okay, so this is the glue, that he has the validation credential. He has to validate either someone is joining the fabric or someone is leaving the fabric as well. In both the case, vBond has to authenticate. He has to validate. And finally, we have the edge devices. Edge devices are there where we have the actual data movement, which is working as a service devices, and in between edge devices, we have the IPsec tunnels. Okay, so I'm going to draw one final picture here, and you have to give the answer that what is the protocol running where. Okay,
Okay.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
let me draw here, and let me draw the diagram here. So I have vManage, one vManage. I have one vSmart, and let me take some ISP, say two ISP. I have vEdge one. This is say MPLS, and this is internet. I have vEdge one and I have vEdge two. All right, and then I have vBond as well. And one. So I'll not taking vH2 at this point of time. And yeah. Hi there. Thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount every month, 3 times. First week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go, continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best. So maybe this diagram is not that great, but yeah, you can answer. So what I want that this particular vEdge device, with respect to vEdge 1, how many control connection he has?
1, 3.
Correct. 3. So the dotted line that you are seeing, again we'll discuss this in upcoming class, that vBond is working as an orchestrator. Whenever the device will bring up, so it will be used in the bring up of the devices. That means when the device will come and join the fabric or try to join the fabric, then the devices will go and create temporary tunnel. Okay, so the dotted line here is nothing but the temporary tunnel or transient connection with vBond. Once vBond will validate the device, he will pass that credential to vManage and vSmart, and with vManage and vSmart, the devices will form the active connection or permanent connection. Correct? Again, there is one trick here. I will come to that trick, but yeah. So the question mark here is DTLS. vBond will always form DTLS. It's very important. This is UDP based SSL connection, but the vManage and vBond, they can form the DTLS or TLS. We know this important thing, correct?
Yes.
All right. So let me erase this. I'll simplify this diagram. So I have one vSmart and I have two ISP, say MPLS and internet. And then I have vEdge1. So how many OMP peer I have? Say I have vSmart1, I have vSmart2, two vSmart. So my question here is, with respect to vEdge1, how many OMP connection you have? Overlay management protocol.
Isn't it 2? 1 for each via smart?
Okay, so a connection may be like this, but they will not depend upon the connection. So if you have two vSmart, that means your answer is correct. If two vSmart, that means you have two OMP.
Yeah.
But if I ask you that how many control connection with this diagram, so number of control connections will be 4.
4.
Correct? Great.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So our understanding is good. We are going in the right direction. Let's move on. Let's check few of the theoretical slides. And then after 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, I will show you the lab. So these devices can be, first of all the controllers, they are 100% software. So you need compute if you are going to do the on-prem, or most of the companies nowadays I am seeing that they are preferring the Cisco Cloud for controllers. Why? Because for on-prem and cloud controller, the cost is the same. So then companies, they are thinking that why I'll use my VMware and my storage and all to run these controller services, rather than I can use the Cisco Cloud, because anyways the license cost is the same. So these devices can be installed over any type of compute platform nowadays. Even they can spin up over cloud as well. So for vManage, you can see the points here that you already told: centralized management, API configuration, monitoring, management. VSmart is the brain. It can go and take decision related to routing, the key exchange, the VPN, service chaining, traffic engineering. Whatever points we are seeing here, for each and everything we have lab. So we are going to do the lab for routing, the IPsec, the VPN policy, service chaining, traffic engineering, everything. So don't worry, we have the labs as well. Then the vBond is working as a glue. Uh, for vBond, we should have one leg in the internet, and because it has the loose security, so we are deploying vManage in the DMZ zone if it is on-prem deployment. Otherwise, if it is over the cloud, so there is no problem. vBond is used to do the secure bring of the fabric that we have already discussed. Again, for these we have the slides. So we'll discuss more in the upcoming slides. These are the hardware boxes related to edge devices. I haven't added these slides for ISR and the generation. That I have added in the separate slide section. I have already shared the PPT with you. Again, those PPTs also I will cover up in the upcoming session. So actually what happened that I created one course for CCNP SD-WAN, and for that I have followed the Cisco syllabus. In that we have the new slides as well. I'll show you those slides as well, although I have already shared. It's like section 1, 2, 3. Let me quickly show you this. So I have shared you this CCNP SD-WAN, and if you can go there, let me increase the font size. Okay. Yep. So if you go here, you will find that document, how you can use this. You can see part 1, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the 6 sections inside CCNP SD-WAN. And now if you go and open any of the slide, so first of all, how the certification change and all those certificates. Then here you will find the slides are new and updated. But anyways, we'll discuss these as well. So if I go and show you the list of devices, here you can see this is the updated list of supported devices. We have ENCS, Enterprise Network Compute System. That is nothing but you can use the virtual instances inside ENCS, and these ENCS boxes, they are nothing but the compute devices. These ENCS boxes or servers, they are supporting third-party integrations as well. Third-party integration means you can run F5 load balancer, Palo Alto firewall, etc. if you have the license inside these ENCS boxes. So few of the customer, they have their virtual branch. So this is used inside the virtual branch, ENCS. Then we have the SD-WAN. Here you can see the VH 100, 1000 and 2000. And then here you can see that you have the next generation VH. Although these are the ISR devices, but these ISR devices, they are running Viptela operating system. Then you have the ISR, core ISR devices, where you are going to put the iOS XE. So ISR 1000, 4000 and ASR 1000. Why we still need this? Because you can see the throughput. So if you need 200 Gbps of throughput. You have to use the ASR devices. Apart from that, there is no other option. No other vendor who is giving this much of throughput. Uh, I don't think so anyone is giving 200 Gbps. Maybe Velo Cloud can give. That can be checked. But yeah, Cisco is giving highest throughput in terms of hardware devices. All right, so let's go back to our original slide and let's continue. Okay. Like Cisco devices, you have the interfaces. So we have management interface, we have console interface, you have the USB to connect the USB or pen drive, etc. To boot up the image. Then you have these type of interfaces that you can go and connect with the WAN. So what is the difference here? Again, you will find one nice difference, and I have highlighted this in my CCNP curriculum as well. So rest all these interfaces you will find this is similar with most of the devices, most of the hardware devices with most of the product. Like you should have the console port, you should have the management interface, ETH0, you should have the WAN interfaces, etc. LED and lights. What is interesting here is that the TPM chip, Trusted Platform Module, and let me highlight here this TPM chip in the bottom you can see. Now this TPM chip was the innovation of the Viptela, because they have launched the product and they have done all the innovation inside this product family. But in Cisco also we have the uh, TPM type of chip. And what is that? You know that in Cisco what security measure chip we have?
No, I don't.
All right.
No idea.
Yeah, so there are two type of chips. One is the TPM that is used inside the VS devices. So let me write here in this screen if I can write. So you have TPM Trusted Platform Module inside VH, and then inside CH we have TAM, Trusted Anchor Module. Now this TAM module is Trusted Anchor Module that is there inside Cisco UCS as well. And most of the Cisco ISR devices, they are using the anchor module uh, to do the secure boot of the image. The anchor module, even the icon also Cisco has given, it will look like this anchor. Then you have the TPM chip inside the VH. The use case for either is the TPM or TAM is the same, that if someone will steal the hardware, still they can't do anything because they will lock the booting system.
Oh.
Yeah. So they are used to do the secure boot up of the operating system. So that's the physical security that Cisco and the Viptela devices they are providing. Okay. These are just the product, and this is one of the final image we have, that once everything is up and running, so your data plane devices, they will form the IPsec connectivity. So in bottom you can see this line is the IPsec connectivity in between, and then we have the control connection. We'll go and discuss more and more about this control connection. And in between the VS margins, all the controllers in between them also they will form the control connection. Okay. So before moving further, let's do the lab. So let me quickly show you that how you can run your lab. I haven't done anything in my lab setup. I just wanted to show you as well that how you can build the lab. So what I'll do, that I will upload the GNS software. I am using GNS 3.2.10. So I will go and upload this software in the share drive so you can use. Now if you are new to GNS, they have given so many free tools as well here, and there are so many nice tools as well. So what they are not giving is the images. You need to have your image. I'll upload the images as well in the shared drive, so you can have the image and you can create same type of lab that I have. Just to run this lab, what is the minimum thing that is required is, so you need one edge device. So here you can see that you need one vEdge cloud that I have 19.2.0, and then rest of the things. So for example, the Ethernet switch will be there by default. You don't need. The cloud will be there by default. NAT will be there by default. This network automation, Docker and Ubuntu server I have imported. So let me quickly show you that how you can import any of the device. And then these two devices on the top you are seeing, these are the Cisco viral image. I have purchased the license and then I have these images. So you need that much this only to run the lab, but these Juniper devices, they are supporting all vendors devices. So let me quickly show you that how you can import any of the device. So suppose if I want to import already I have switch router. Let me show you any example. So I want to import any of the Windows system. So here you can see that you have firewall. First of all, let me show you that how many firewall it is supporting. Checkpoint, ASA, FTD, ICE, all these things you will find. For example, if I want Palo Alto network, I can go and select and then I can click install. Then it will ask for image, I will upload. Apart from that, if you have a requirement for any of the server, AAA server, CentOS, Ubuntu, Kali Linux, etc., you can go and use. If you want routers, so these are the router vendor and support. Mostly all Cisco devices, then HP and then Juniper and other vendors as well. Switches again, if I go and click to the switch, so you can see these are the switch, mostly Cisco switches and other vendor switches. These are the supported devices that we can go and use. Now, suppose if I want to uh, import Palo Alto, I can go select, click install, do next, simply next, and then I have image for Palo Alto uh, 800. So you can go and click select there and then you can import. Once you click import, then you can go to that image that I have, say Palo Alto 800 QCOW, and then simply click next. Once you click next, then it will start uploading the image. Once it will upload the image, then you can use it. After that, it is simply drag and drop. You can drag and drop into the main section, this topology section, and it will work. So what I want to do here, that I will go and create the SD-WAN type of lab. So for that, I want to use the vEdge cloud and some of the switches. Okay, so we'll do that. Just wait for 10 more seconds. Even if you want to add any of the ASA firewall or FTD or any device, any security appliance, you can add in the topology. The first time when you build the lab, it will take some time. Once you build it, then it will not take this much time. So we are almost done. Okay, and then click here, click next, and you should read this important thing that they are telling. Click finish, and we have the Palo Alto here that we can use it. Now let me go and use my topology. So whenever I'm using network automation, because from here I can go and do the Python scripting. So I'm using it. Whenever you will drag and drop this network automation, it will take some time, like maybe 1 minute. to come here, but the rest of the devices simply you can go and click and it will come instantly. So there is no problem with other devices except this network automation. I can go and use switch. Now here you can see it is asking about laptop and GNS. Okay, I haven't shown you that how I have installed the GNS, but the installation process is very easy, simple, and I have created videos for that as well, how you can install GNS in your laptop. What are the things you need? I'll share all the software. You can see here that you need first of all a virtual box, or maybe KVM, or maybe ESXi, etc. So you need one hypervisor where you need a GNS3 VM. I have done in my VMware workstation, but you can use any hypervisor. Then next you need this GNS3 software. That's it. All right, so let's take one of the edge, and I'll take one of the NAT cloud, and we are very much done. Now this NAT will give the DHCP address to my devices. So I'll go and use this cable. Just connect it. These are the layer 2 switches. I'll go and connect with my automation engine. I'll go connect here to the switch, and then finally I'll go and connect with the cloud as well. Or if you want to make this diagram little bit better, so you can go and connect the interface from switch here. We can check the interfaces. Now once we have this topology, okay, very straightforward topology. Now this particular device you can think as one of the remote device that is going to be connected with this cloud. So suppose, just for namesake, I'll give this as a cloud controllers vManage vSmart vBond. I'm just assuming that I have my controllers here. This is the NAT pool from where I'll get the IP. So this is your simple lab topology. You can go and click this green button. Everything will get a start. You go and click this console. So you will see that things will get started. Now this device by default the DHCP is not enabled. So to enable that, you do the right click, go to the edit, and then just enable the DHCP, so it will get some IP. Again, this network automation is not required for basic lab, but I want to use this. Let me click reconnect. All right, so it is coming up. You can see it got the IP, and then it will try to update some of the packages. We'll leave it. I am very much interested in my vEdge device. So the initial username password will be admin. Now you can set the username password. I have set the username password as admin. This is my vEdge device. I can go and check the system configuration. We're going to discuss and learn more and more about this in the upcoming session. So please don't worry. We'll go and check each and everything in the device. Default, this is the default configuration where it will tell you that the vBond is ZTP. Then you can go and check Shore and VPN 0. And the VPN 0. So what is VPN 0? That VPN 0 is assumed to be connected with the WAN interface, correct? So if we go and draw the diagram one more time, I'll find here that you have your box, and then you have your ISP. Here you have your VPN 0, correct? Nothing but the transport VPN. Now we are using IP DHCP client here. That means if I am getting the IP from ISP, so automatically this interface will get the IP, and then we have the rest of the configuration. Now this rest of the configuration we'll learn one by one. Okay. So we have
Okay.
started our lab. Now what's the agenda we have? That this should get the cloud integration. At the moment, this is one individual box someone has put into the branch, and we want to run this, and we want to enable all the services in that. So in upcoming session, we'll go and add more and more services. We'll create the template policy. Everything will create from the vManage, and we'll push. At the moment, I will show you that how you can bring up this device and what will be the mode of communication, to whom he will contact, what type of message exchange will happen. All those things I will show you. So once you have your GNS up and running like this, once you have the base topology, the next phase is that this controllers, how to access the controller. Not only the controller, but we have full-fledged lab in the cloud. So for that, I need to share the credential with you. Let me show you. So I have booked one of the lab. Once I book the lab, it will be there for 2 days or 48 hours. And then you need one other software, that is Cisco AnyConnect. So suppose if you don't have, you can download it, you can install in your laptop. If you are not able to find it, I'll share you the software. You connect with Cisco AnyConnect. Here you can see the URL. I'll go and connect. It will ask you username and the password. I'll go and give the username and the password, and we are connected with Cisco AnyConnect. So this Cisco AnyConnect that we are connecting here is, I'll give you the complete IP addresses, how you can use it. But I can go here and then I can use this IP 198.18133.36. Even let me write here in the notepad as well. I'll share this information after the class. So what is the IP? This is the IP for a remote session. So here we can how to connect Cisco AnyConnect. What we can do, first of all, we should have the URL, username and password. Once you do that, then you have to do the RDP to this address, and the username and password for this is, say, administrator, and the password is capital C 1SCO 12345. Okay, so let me go and go inside this C1SCO12345. We are connecting. Now, good thing about Cisco AnyConnect is, or the Cisco Cloud solution is, that once your AnyConnect is done, so once you reach to this point, even you don't need to do RDP. I can go to my local system, and then I can, if I know the vManage IP, I can open that vManage from here as well. So directly from your local system as well, you can log into vManage. Manage from your local PC. And what is the IP? What's the URL? So this is the URL, and the username password is admin. So we are inside this. I can go and log in with admin. So this is opening up. You can see that you have 4 devices here at this point of time. DC1 inside data center we have 2 devices, and then one of the branch we have 2 CSR. No worries. You can go and check each and everything, although I will cover. So this is my controller. Now this controller, what I have done in my GNS, that I've created some bookmarks. I can go and log in via CLI as well. So I'm opening vManage like this, and then I can go and check show control connection just to check the DTLS connections. Again, all these things I'm going to explain in upcoming session. We have dedicated slides for that, so please don't worry about this. My main focus at this point of time is just to tell you that how you can use the lab or how you can build the lab. Okay, so once we are inside the vManage, and what I want here is that I want to deploy this device under this controller. So number will become 5. At the moment it is showing 4. Now whenever you are deploying any of the edge device, you should have the serial number and chassis ID. So that those process also I'm going to tell you. At the moment, if you go here and check, for example, show controller valid vEdge. So I have one vEdge device here which is not deployed. So I can use this chassis number and this token number to deploy my edge device that is there in the GNS. Correct? So let me see that what IP it has. It has this IP, and then I want to configure it. Again, all this configuration I am going to tell you in the upcoming section, so please don't worry. The configuration is very easy and straightforward. I'll give you that hint about the configuration for 2 minutes and then I'll proceed. So what is happening, this configuration is very easy and straightforward inside the VS devices. It has only 4 parts. You have system wide configuration, you have a VPN wide configuration, so VPN 0 configuration. Then you have security configuration, you'll find some of the security stuff, and then you have some general configuration. The general configuration I'll mark as a policy. Only 4 pieces we have, and this VPN I'll mark as a all VPN. So irrespective of transport, service and management. So you have system wide configuration, you have VPN wide configuration, you have security and policy. This point of time will not put security and policy, but we'll go and focus in upcoming sessions in the system and VPN configuration. Okay. So again, this question I'll ask you in the next session, that what 4 major components we have in the configuration. Okay. So I have created one template because I don't want to tell you each and everything at this point of time. We'll discuss later on. But what I want, that you should understand that how they are doing the bring up process. So to whom they will go and contact, that is important for us. I have this configuration I'll put at this point of time, but again we'll discuss later on. I'll go and do commit and quit, show run system. So I've given host name, system IP, site ID, etc., the organization name and the vBond IP, everything we'll discuss. Then show run VPN 0. Then inside VPN 0, I have given color as a gold. That's also okay. Now what I will do here, that I want to show you the syslog messages. So I'll go and start the login over the screen or syslog over the screen. So I'll do monitor start and word log and then vsyslog. That means this will start the login process over the syslog messages over the screen. All right. Now everything is okay. What I need to do here is that I have to do the certification process. Now before doing that, let me quickly give you the high level overview. So I have, first of all, your controller should be ready. So your vManage, your vSmart, your vBond should be up and ready, and they should have done all the certification process and everything. Again, these are steps I will explain you in the next session. So my controller is up and ready. Now if I go and add my VS device, first of all, to whom he will contact? Yep, question. It will go and contact the vBond. So vBond will check the serial number and the chassis ID. And this device will check the organization name, org name of vBond. So let's remove this technical details, what type of exchange they will do at this point of time. But they will go and contact with the vBond. vBond will check the serial number, chassis ID, and then they will forward the messages to the vSmart and vManage. Like that, the process will happen. Again, there are much more process behind the scene, but we are going to check the high points. But before that, you should go and activate this device. So to activate this device, you have to do the request, activate the chassis number. And what is the chassis number we have? This is unused. So I'll go and use, and then the token number. This is unused. I'll go and use. Now once you do that, you can go and check show control connection. You can see, first of all, they'll go and contact to whom we want. Okay. There are alert messages. There are so many messages. I will explain all this thing. And now if you go and check the source certificate installed, here you can see that still the certificate is not installed, but it will get installed in few seconds or maybe few minutes. Now here you can see the number of device counter become 5. And what is the new device? So here you can see that the device name you will see GNS3 VM001. Now if you go here and check what is our device name is GNS3 VM001. Now if we go and check these messages in detail, so let me scroll up. You should know that what is happening behind the scene. So now this device try to contact with vBond. It got the name, this device got the serial number and the chassis ID. That serial number is nothing but the token is nothing but OTP, one time password. So he has that. Then he will try to contact with the vBond. Now still it is contacting with the vBond. Now what is happening here in the bottom? Oops, you can see so many messages we have. So vBond will take that request, and then he will forward to the vManage. So what I'll do here, I'll copy this entire log up till here, and I will paste somewhere here so you can read it. Decrease the font size bit. Again, I'll share this log as well, just for your reference. So what is happening? Hi there. Thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount. Every month, 3 times: first week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go, continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best. You will see somewhere that they are going to contact with vManage with a null IP. Somehow they have figured out that what is the vManage IP. They will form the relationship with vManage, and all these things will happen. So these are steps just for your reference. You can check this. Each and every line you should understand. Okay, so now if we go back here, and now if we check the certificate, first of all, you can see the certificate got installed. Certification process happens. You can see the certificate issuer and the key. Then if you go and check the control connection, so now I have the connection with the vManage, vSmart. I have two vSmart in the lab. It's up and running, and you're not seeing anything related to vBond, because with vBond it is forming the temporary connection. So vBond connection will get tear down, but you can see your controller and the management plane devices. Now they are doing the update related to OMP and the route table, etc. So that's why these logs are coming. But our now again, if they have any flap, they will go and contact vBond with null IP. It's okay. But yeah, our control plane is up and running, and we can see this here in the log as well. Again, later on we'll go and study about the BFD OMP control. At the moment the BFD is 0, that is down, so we should go and make this up. The dashboard will look like this. Now you can see that how easy it is to do the deployment of a device. Next, that once your device is up and running, then you can create the template. You can go and have the template, and then you can push the latest template to that device with all the features. Okay, so I'm going to take one small break here. You can build the network. So suppose I can add my switches, my workstation PCs behind this router, and then I can create multiple VRF or VPN, and then I can send the traffic, because in cloud also you have 4 to 5 other devices. So later on in the lab I'll show you that I can create the IPsec tunnel, and then I can send the traffic from this place to the devices over the cloud. So we can play around with our own devices plus the devices we have in the cloud. So let's go back and let's discuss about the deployment. About this deployment, we are going to discuss more in the upcoming session, in the next session. But at this point of time, we should know the basic terms. So that's the thing I'm going to cover. Now I will share the lab topology in our lab, that the lab I'm going to share you. We don't have two DC, but we have one DC. Actually, I have two different type of lab. In one lab, you can see the diagram. You have data center 1, data center 2, and then you have the branch 1 and branch 2. Even branch 3 is also there. So roughly it is simulating that, okay, you have data center and you have a scattered branches, and then you have the control plane somewhere in the cloud. In our case, we have in the cloud, and then you have the data plane devices, and you have to learn the applications. Then you can create the policies based on application, and then the flow of the traffic will happen. That's the overall idea. Again, we'll reach to that point slowly in upcoming session. So now we are going to understand and learn about the bring up process. This will take a time because this is again very much theoretical thing, but I will show you all the steps as well. So what we need to do here for bring up process is that suppose we know that all our controllers, they are 100% software. So that means you need compute, and you should know the prerequisite as well. So we have long list of prerequisite that uh, suppose if you are doing on-prem deployment, so what will be the capability of, say for example, the RAM, the CPU, the processing, etc., to spin up the software. So the first step is that you spin up the software either over KVM or ESXi. The step number 2 is that we should do the minimum configuration. Now, when we are talking about the minimum configuration, what will be there in the minimum configuration? And that is one of the debatable question we have. So as I told you already that when we are doing the configuration, we have system wide configuration. Okay. Then we have VPN wide configuration. So VPN 0, VPN 512 and other VPN. Then we have some sort of security configuration, and then finally we have the policy. Now when we are talking about minimum configuration, then system wide configuration and VPN configuration will work. Later on, as a feature, we can go and put security and policies. So let's discuss about, first of all, I'll give you the steps that we need to do the deployment. So the step number 1 is that you install the operating system over hypervisor. So install the operating system. Step number 2 is do the minimum configuration. And what does it mean by minimum configuration? I will explain in the next slide. But you should have minimum configuration for all the controller. At the moment we are talking about the controller. Then we'll go and talk about the data plane devices. So controller. First step, install the operating system. We should know the prerequisite. Step number 2, minimum configuration. Step number 3 is the routing. We should have a reachability. We should have the routing configured in between the devices. So intercontroller reachability or the controller to the device reachability should be there. Then finally, the step number 4 is certification process. We'll go and debate about the certification process as well. Initially, when Viptela solution came, at that time we have only Semantic as a CA server, but nowadays we have the Semantic server. If you want to use, we can use Cisco CA servers as well, and then we can use the enterprise level CA server as well. That's the company own CA server. So all options are there for certification process. Now, if we go and do these 4 steps, so then in that case, the control plane will go up and running. So once your control plane will start up and running, or once you bring up your control plane, then how it will look like, you will see. Let me clear this and let me show you this. So if you go to this dashboard, at the moment I have disconnected this, so maybe it will not come. Let me see. I have disconnected this VPN session, so it is not coming up. Let me quickly go and connect to my vManage. But on top, and that's good actually. So say we have the empty boxes, so I can fill it. So on top you will see that you have so many boxes here. So here you will see the status of the devices. So here you will see the counter for, say for example, vEdge, the vSmart, the vBond, and then here you will see for vManage. Then you will see the reboot counter. You will see the certification status. Then here you will go and check the control and data plane status. Here you may get the health of the devices. Here you will go and get the uh, health of the transport. So the second box that you are seeing, or second row you are seeing, is for the health. This is for the health of the devices of transport or link. Then again you have the inventory for the devices. Again, if you have top talkers and all, you can go and check here. And this is actually for the application. So it's divided like
Uh,
this.
excuse me.
Yeah,
I I'm sorry. Um, I see your board, but I'm not seeing the objects. I see the only thing I see is dashboard, and I see a bunch of blank squares
yes,
and rectangles.
yeah, that is for purpose, on purpose.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So I'm going to show you inside the box as well. So let me go and connect with my VPN. And once I'll connect with the VPN, you can log out. So I just disconnected because once I connected with any connect, then I'm not getting the internet access. So just to get the internet access, I have disconnected that. Now I'll connect it back, and now you will see the full picture. So if I go and refresh this, at the moment we are going to focus only on the first row on top here. And because I disconnected, so one of device went down. You can see the red down there, and at the moment I got connected, you can see that it become green. So
Okay.
this row here you can see on top basically is for the device status, correct? So vSmart,
Yeah.
Edge, vBond, vManage, reboot, and certification. And now you can see that one alert came. So it was 41, it become 42. Then this is the health of the control plane. This is the health of the site. This is the health of the transport. It's like that. Then the inventory status, then the transport health, top talkers, and then the application aware routing. So dashboard is arranged in this fashion that we have the summary or the snapshot inside the SD-WAN fabric, what is going inside the SD-WAN. Now, all these are clickable items. You can click and you can go inside the dashboard, and then you can go and check individual device dashboard. So that's the good thing I like about Cisco SD-WAN is that not only that we have the vManage dashboard, but suppose if you want to see the GUI of any of the edge device, for example, I can click here and I'll go to my GNS device 19.2. You can go to the real time, and now once you are in the real time, you can see this GNS device and last updated 22nd of June. This is the vBond IP, this is the site ID, etc. But here you can see that you have the DPI, you have the FEC, the FIC recovery, SSL proxy, QoS optimization, is long list of GUI options we have. And again, still if you want to check the real time, the CLI equivalence things, you can go and click to the real time. You can go here and you can search. So I want to check the control connection. Do not filter, and then it will tell you the control connection. So how many uh, TTLS connection with vSmart, the vManage, vBond, everything you can go and check. Apart from that, you can check the IP addresses as well. That will be the system IP address. Okay. So the thing here is that not only the vManage dashboard, but you can go inside individual dashboard, and from the dashboard itself, we can figure out that what is happening inside this fabric. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the slide. So what are the steps we have? What are the deployment steps? You can tell what we need to do to bring up the control plane.
Install,
Yes.
install the software.
To install, correct. Then we have the minimum configuration, correct.
Yes.
We should
Then
have the
add,
reachability. That's the routing.
yeah,
And the final is the certification.
verification.
Okay. All right. And then what is the configuration option we have? So we have 4 component in configuration. We have system wide configuration, correct. Then
Oh,
Yes.
system-wide, VPN.
VPN, yes. So 0, 512 and other.
And for 0.
Yeah.
Then we have policy. Security.
Policy. Yeah, it's okay. It can be any order. First and second order is important. After that, it can be policy, it can be security. Okay, so now we are discussing about the minimum configuration. About this install, I will show you this. I have the OVA file. Even you can also try. I'll give you the OVA file for vManage, vSmart and vBond. Simply you have to click it. But anyways, I will show you this. For that, I need to uninstall my GNS, and then I have to show you this. I will show you this how to install this, step number 1. Okay, it's very easy to
Perfect.
install. Even there are so many documents as well. I'll refer the document as well, that you can also refer that. So the installation process is there. Second is the minimum configuration. Inside minimum configuration, we have to learn, understand the system wide configuration and the VPN. So the next thing that I want to start here is to discuss, learn about the system wide configuration. Now, when we are talking about system wide configuration, what are the things we have? We have 5 mandatory things. So we should first of all give the host name. We should go and give the system IP. We should go and give the site ID. We should go and give the vBond IP. And we should go and give the organization name, org name. Okay. So we have these 5 mandatory things. Actually 4 are mandatory. Host name is not mandatory, but we can think this host name is also mandatory. So we should give these 5 important things: host name, system IP, site ID, vBond IP, and the organization name. Now the next question here is that what is the significance of system IP, site ID, vBond, and org name? So we'll start one by one. Let's go down inside the system IP. So what is the importance of system IP? Now if you go and check the F5 load balancer, you'll find that F5 load balancer, they may have n number of IPs, but they have system IP as well. System IP is nothing but the IP on the box. It is very much similar like loopback 0 address that we are giving in the Cisco routers. So loopback 0 is always up, irrespective of how many interfaces we have. If n number of interfaces are down, still the loopback 0 will be up. So this is always up IP, this system IP. But so I'll write here up and up, always up. This is up and running. But the most important use case of system IP is that this is one of the component of TLOC, transport locator, that we are going to study in upcoming session. Transport locator has three components: system IP, color, and I think encapsulation. Okay, so it has three major components, this transport locator: system IP, color, and encapsulation. Now this is little bit ahead of time, that what is the use of this transport locator. So now you can think that we are going in the programming way. So programming, what is happening, that first of all you are studying about the system wide configuration. Inside system wide configuration, one of the component is the system IP. Then inside system IP, what will be the use case? It is going to be used inside the TLOC. And then this TLOC also have other attributes like system IP, color, and encapsulation. Now this TLOC is actually the underlay. So if I go and draw the diagram here, suppose I have one router and I have two links. We know that system IP will be fixed. Suppose 1111 is the system IP. But one link is going to MPLS, one link is going to internet. Okay. So the TLOC for this interface will be different, and TLOC for this interface will be different. So this interface TLOC will be system IP, that is 11111. The encapsulation is IPsec in both the case, but the color will get changed. So here color is MPLS, that is private. Here is the color is internet, that is public. Again later on we'll discuss. Yes, yeah, please.
I'm sorry. Let me two questions. 'Cause I hate when I'm interrupting you like that. Is there a raise your hand button on this, so you know that I want to ask a question?
Okay. But anytime you can interrupt and ask.
Okay, then not a problem. 'Cause I feel so bad, like it's being rude. The question I have to ask is this: if that system IP address, which is the loopback address, is 1111, why is it not the same for MPLS and internet?
Okay.
The loopback is for the whole box, not the interface.
So what I'm telling here is, so I got your question. Let me answer it. So I'm telling that system IP is like loopback address. It's not the loopback address, but it
Oh,
is
okay.
analogous to loopback. We can think
Okay,
this
got
as a loopback address, and the system IP is actually unroutable IP. So it may be routable, it may be unroutable. It's just a local IP on the system.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. It's
So
not the loopback address.
it's not the loopback, but we can think this as a loopback type of
Got you.
address. Yeah. Now, if we have two link and the system IP and the encapsulation is IPsec and the color is MPLS. So here you can see that clearly that two TLOC has different attributes then. So if two
Yes.
TLOC has same attribute, what will happen? I write it as a INET, internet. So what will happen that you have your service side VPN. So suppose x.x.x.x is my network, and this network can go to any of the destination device It can go via this link or it can go via this link. Now, how this remote destination will come to know that x dot x dot x dot x is coming via A or it is coming via B?
The color.
So that's the T-lock. So in
Got it.
SD-WAN, the major shift we have is that the next hop is nothing but the T-lock.
Got you.
Okay, we'll discuss this more in upcoming session. So let's go back that what we are doing, what study we are doing. So we are studying about the basic configuration. Inside basic configuration, we are studying about system wide configuration. And in system wide configuration, there are 5 components. What are those 5 components?
System IP, site ID,
System IP, site ID, yep,
um,
Organization,
org name, yep.
the color.
Color is the attribute of T-lock.
organization name,
Oh, then.
vBond,
Yes, vBond.
and organization name. Okay, organization name is there. What about the location?
I have given
Location
host name, so it's
host
okay.
name. What about the location?
Location is not a mandatory thing, so we have
Oh,
this.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
if we do not give location, still it will work. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, but these are the mandatory. These are the minimum configuration. So still we are talking about the minimum configuration. These 4 are the mandatory parameter for the minimum configuration. Okay, so then we'll go and check the use case of system IP. Correct. Now let's
Right.
discuss about site ID. So what is the importance of the site ID? So next thing is the site ID. Again, it's very easy that same type of site ID can be used with same location or same branch. So if I have one branch, I can give the site ID as 100, and inside that site ID I may have 5-6 devices, or I may have 1 or 2 device. Now what will happen with site ID is that if you have devices, suppose if you have 2 different geographical location, and if you put same site ID, by default same site ID will never form the IPsec, because they will think that they are in the same location. So if there is certain use case that you don't want to form the IPsec tunnel in between the sites, then you can use the site ID as the same number.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So that was the significance of site ID. Then the point number 3, what was that? So for example, vBond. So vBond IP should be reachable. If your vBond is not reachable, then what will happen is that the device will never bring up, correct? So we should
Okay.
have the reachable vBond IP, and later on in the advanced section, we'll discuss about the redundancy in terms of vBond. So we'll discuss more about the vBond. But yeah, all the devices should have reachable vBond IP, irrespective of the control plane device or data plane devices. Then finally, we have the org name, organization name. What will be the importance of this? This is again very, very important. Why? Because organization name is the component of, or is the key component of certification. So if you check the certificate, you will find the organization name. If organization name is not correct, again the device will never bring up. So when we are talking about the mandatory configuration, if system IP is not proper, if site ID is not proper, if org name is not correct, or if you don't have the reachable vBond IP, in all these cases, your device will not bring up. That's why these are the mandatory things to put.
I'm not good with search, so let me ask a question. The
Yep.
organization name, is it case sensitive, but that doesn't matter.
It's a case sensitive always.
It is case sensitive for the
Yeah.
search. Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
if it will not match, then it will never install the certificate. So let me show you this. Now if I go here and show certificate installed, and here you can see that show certificate installed. Now if this subject, like say for example uh, C and ST, all these are the terms like what is the organization name. So here you can see the component organization name, the Cisco system, and this. Now if you give some different, say a small Cisco and a small SY, etc., it will not work. Why? Because it should match. It is case sensitive.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
if I can show you the organization name, we can go here and check the organization name. So here you can see this organization name is a component of the certificate. Okay, so that should
Got
match to all the devices inside the same organization. And that's one level of security we have, correct? So anyone can't come and connect to my fabric. They should have the correct organization name. Okay, so these are the minimum configuration related to system-wide configuration. Then next we have the configuration related to VPN. Okay, so let me quickly go and explain that. So for VPN 0, now for VPN 0 we should visualize that this is going to be connected with the WAN interface. For sake of simplicity, at this point of time we'll take only one interface. Okay, so
Okay.
what will be the configuration over this particular interface? Obviously you have to give the IP address. So I should go and give the IP address, but we are creating the tunnel, and it's very much inspired by Cisco technology DMVPN. What is happening that in any type of SD-WAN solution, either it's Cisco Meraki as well, where we have the auto VPN concept, or any type of SD-WAN solution, the IPsec tunnel is going to form automatically. And that IPsec tunnel is by default many to many or any to any. Means we have full mesh IPsec tunnel with all the data plane devices. And that's the thing that we have in DMVPN as well. In DMVPN phase 3, we have all to all IPsec tunnel. The same is true here as well. Now, if you go and check DMVPN configuration, you will find that you have to go and configure the tunnel interfaces, or you have to create some sort of tunnel. That tunnel you have to map with the physical interface. All those complexity actually has been reduced in SD-WAN. So the physical interface to tunnel mapping and all these things, they are hidden. They are behind the scene. They are automatically done as the optimization process. So we don't need to worry about doing the configuration. So what configuration we are doing when we are doing the VPN 0 configuration? Let me type here in the CLI. So you can go to conf t configuration mode. You can type VPN 0 because VPN 0 is transport VPN. Now you are inside VPN 0. You can go to interface. Once you are in the interface, you can go and give the IP address. Uh, say for example, I'll give 1111/32, but let me give some realistic IP. So for example, 199.111/24 or 30. So you can give the IP address. You can do the no shutdown like we are doing in Cisco devices. And then what is new? So we should go and do the tunnel interface. Once you are inside the tunnel interface, then you should go and give the encapsulation. So for example, encapsulation is IPsec, and then I should go and give the color. So color, I will go and give biz internet. So internet as a color. And then you have to go and allow the services. For sake of simplicity, I'll use allow services all. Okay. Now I can type top, top, and I can go to the top. I can show you the configuration for the VPN 0. You can see it's a very simple and easy configuration for VPN 0. Now, if you have any static route configure, you can go to VPN 0 and you can give the route configuration. And I don't know what is the gateway, so I'll give anything, any number at this point of time. Again, I can go and check the configuration. So this is the configuration of VPN 0. We don't have much configuration. In allow service, you can allow certain services, disallow. If you have QoS configuration, you can go and put the QoS configuration, but that's it. So we don't need to give the DMVPN type of lengthy configuration to do the DMVPN IPsec configuration, because everything is optimized and automated behind the scene. Okay. So now we can go and check the commit check. Even we can do the validation as well. Both are the same. And then we can do commit. If I do the commit, this configuration will get pushed to the device that I don't want. But this is the minimum configuration related to VPN 0. Now suppose if you have to create any other service VPN, I can go and create a VPN 10. If I have any other interface, a gigi 0/3, I'll give here, say IP address 172.168.55.2. Now, because this service side VPN or service side VRF, they are connected in the LAN interface. So we don't need to create tunnel there because they are part of LAN interface. So here what you can do, you can go and configure like this, and then you can go and run any routing protocol. So router OSPF and then area 10 interface gigi 03, and then OSPF related configuration we can go and give. So now if I go to top and if I go and check the configuration, you can see that configuration is populating now. So we have the VPN, that's the WAN configuration, and then we are going to give the LAN configuration, some routing protocol as well. Okay. So these are the minimum configuration. Let me quickly show you the system wide configuration as well. So once you go inside the system, you can go and give the host name. So host name is GNS3 VM0001, whatever name we can give. Then we can go and give the system IP, say 10.1.1.1 is system IP. Then I can go and give the vBond IP. I'll use any random IP. Then I can go and give the organization name, say ABC. Then I can go and give the site ID. Now you can go and check the show configuration. So this is the system-wide configuration. This is the VPN configuration. And these are the service-side VPN configuration, and these are the minimum configuration. If you give this configuration, my device will come up. They will start working. And now if you go and compare what I have done here in the configuration section, so we have the system-wide configuration. We should give the mandatory things. This, and this last line is the mandatory. Then VPN 0 configuration I have given, and that's it. My device is up and running.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, if you have any question, please ask. Yeah, Sam and Charles, if you have question, you ask, because we are going to stop now.
No,
Let me
not
stop the... Hi there. Thanks for your enrollment. We are in 1 minute ad break. In this break, I'm going to show you that I have so many courses uploaded over Udemy. And if you're going to enroll my courses, you will get 95% discount every month, 3 times. first week, mid of the month, and the last week of the month. I am sharing the coupons. If you go and use those coupons, then my courses related to CCNP, related to CCI, all those courses, you are going to get heavy discount up to 95%. You can see the prices are a little bit higher here, but if you go and apply the coupon, the prices will go rock bottom. So go use those coupons. Suppose if you don't have those coupons, then you can always ping me over YouTube. You can send me email. You can ask for those coupons. I will provide you that coupon. So get the coupon, get the discount. Some of my courses over Udemy, they are bestseller. Some of the courses are quite new, like SD-WAN automation, DNA automation, CCI data center 3.0. Those are the new uploads as well. So please go, continue your learning, take the coupon, enroll my courses, and study well. All the best.